Hey YouTube, I want to talk a little bit about making some money off of silver, even in times when prices might not be going the direction you want them, and everybody's struggling for money, trying to figure out, I need to buy more, take advantage of the low prices. I know how it feels, but there's one aspect a lot of people don't think about, and that is playing the gold to silver ratio game. I've been buying since the 80s, and during that time I've learned a little bit about the gold to silver ratio, and I've been able to take advantage of it a time or two, and I want to talk to you all about it. One thing I hear people talking about is the natural ratio, gold to silver ratio is 16 to 1 historically, etc. Well, those days have long been gone. My opinion is that you can throw that number out. It's a new day. The world has changed, and I would not go by that number at all. To show you some examples of what I'm talking about, here on this paper, I've, currently today, the spot price or the gold to silver ratio is about 66 to 1, which means it would take you 66 ounces of silver to purchase 1 ounce of gold. And to show you how this gold to silver ratio fluctuates over the years, in April of 2011, you could have bought an ounce of gold for 31 ounces of silver. In 2008, it would have taken you 80 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold. In November 2006, 45 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. 2003, 73 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold. February 98, 46 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold. In January of 91, it took 100 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. And in January of 80, you could buy an ounce of gold for just 19 ounces of silver. So the ratios changed dramatically, and I want to show how you can make money playing these ratios without spending any money of your own, just using the current assets that you have. I made a little example showing that, for instance, let's say in 1980, if you had 19 ounces of silver, you could trade that 19 ounces of silver and you could have bought yourself 1 ounce of gold. And then you hold on to that, and in January of 91, you could have taken that 1 ounce of gold and traded it, and now you have 100 ounces of silver. In February of 98, you could have taken that 100 ounces of silver that you now have, and you could have traded it for 2 ounces of gold, and you would have still had 8 ounces of silver left over based on that ratio. In October of 2003, you could have then taken your 2 ounces of gold and traded it for 146 ounces of silver plus the 8 you had kept from that last transaction, giving you a total of 154 ounces of silver. In November of 2006, you could have then taken your 154 ounces of silver and traded it for 3 ounces of gold, plus you would have had 19 ounces of silver left over. In December 2008, you could have taken your 3 ounces of gold, traded it in for 240 ounces of silver plus the 19 ounces that you already had left over, giving you a total of 259 ounces of silver. In 2011, you could have taken that 259 ounces of silver, traded it in for 8 ounces of gold plus the 11 ounces of silver you would have left over. And then today, you could have taken that 8 ounces of gold, and you could trade it in for 528 ounces of silver plus the 11 ounces of silver you had left over from your last transaction, giving you a total of 539 ounces of silver today. Now, you started out with 19 ounces, and you now have 539 ounces, and during that time you've bought nothing. You've spent zero money. You did that just simply by hitting the peaks and valleys of the gold to silver ratio. Now, you would have to have had a crystal ball to know the exact best dates to do this, but the point is there's money to be made and precious metals to be acquired just by using the current assets that you already have. So just something to think about. Took me a little while to figure that out, and on a time or two I've made some good gold to silver ratio exchanges, and keep that in mind moving forward. Have a good one. Bye.